That opening cutscene right there only shows up on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and even the PC Steam version, by the way, because, well, we'll explain more about it whenever we get started. So, hey, what's up everyone? I am Duffy Duck here, and I'm from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Now, you know you guys are probably thinking about the fact that aren't you supposed to be going ahead and finishing up with the Forms of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat Let's Play, along with Tiana, of course. But the thing is, I think I'm also able to take a break on that game for a while, because instead, I'm actually going to be playing through the third Sonic racing game being developed by not only just with Sega, but also being developed by Sumo Digital. Which, yes, ladies and gentlemen, will present to you our brand new Let's Play for our channel, which this time around we are playing through Team Sonic Racing. Yes, the most recent Sonic game that's been released at this time and go forth. And the version I'm going to be playing through, as you can see, I'm going to be playing this on the Nintendo Switch version because, you know, ever since in Sonic Mania in 2017, we did manage to play that on the Nintendo Switch. And in 2018, we've played Sonic Forces also for the Nintendo Switch. And now in 2020, we're going to be playing through Team Sonic Racing for this point today on the exact same platform. Even though originally we were supposed to be able to play this on the PlayStation 4, but the thing is, I probably should able to actually just to get enough practice on it on my own time. So either way though, yeah, this game did came out in 2019, which, kind of think about it, although I'll explain more about it until later, because obviously the actual main Let's Play's focus of this Let's Play is the fact that obviously we're going to be going through, well, there's also an online multiplayer here now as well, but I've already redeemed my Nintendo Switch online membership service already. So either way though, the main focus of this Let's Play will obviously be Team Adventure, which, gotta think about it though, I'll explain more about it whenever we get onto that specific stuff, even though it kind of reminds me of World Tour mode in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, although kind of think about it, because this game came out about 7 years after Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which is the previous Sonic racing game Sumo Digital games development wise. So even then though, it's been such a long while. But anyway though, let's get this thing to it and well, just get started basically.
Hi Sonic! Owo-chow and Big and I are having a picnic. Wanna join us?
Sure! Knuckles and Tails and I got these weird invitations to meet somebody at the beach for some kind of race, but I've always got time for a chili dog.
A race? We didn't get any invitations.
Ho 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 ho! Hello, Blue Hedgehog. I am Dodonpa. I'm glad to see you accepted the honor of my invitation. Are you ready to prove to me that you're the fastest?
Fastest is Sonic's middle name. But what's this race all about? Your invitation was skinny on details.
Oh, details are quite unimportant, especially to those of limited intellectual capacities. All you need to know is that you race as teams in the most advanced cars that my super science can create, testing your limits on my punishing track.
That's pretty vague. And ignoring that limited intellectual capacities crack, all this super science and punishing track talk sounds suspiciously Eggman-esque.
I agree. I just met this guy and I already don't trust him.
Yeah, the whole thing's a little sketchy, but Doran's got me curious. I really want to check out this race in these supercars. Come on, you know you'll all be safe as long as I'm around.
A wise choice, Blue Hedgehog. Join me in my spaceship, and we'll go to Planet WISP, where the first race awaits.
That sounds like fun. Can I go in your spaceship?
Why not? A large feline such as yourself would be an asset in any race.
If you're going, kid, then Amy and I will go with you too. After all, we're a team.
Now that Team Rose is going, Team Sonic will have somebody good to race.
So yeah, this is what I said before about the fact that the actual Team Adventure mode, structure-wise, it plays out very similar to the forms of World Tour in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transforms, because as you can see, we're going to be going through mission objectives basically. So either way though, as you can see on this little chapter name, as you can see, it says Chapter 1, The Mysterious Invite. So even then though, as you can tell that in order to be able to actually go from one chapter to another, is the fact that we need to complete a certain amount of objectives, and even especially noticeable on terms of missions and all that stuff. And also, just like in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, is the fact that you would also obtain those stars. However, the newest addition for that particular single-player campaign this time around is the fact that, well, obviously as you can see on the top right corner, there's actually some key icons, which even then, we'll talk more about it whenever we get to the actual main emphasis on this Let's Play. So either way though, yeah, let's get this thing started. And of course, before you start, you have like choose between two different difficulties at the moment, whilst the third difficulty, well, we'll explain more about it whenever we get onto this. So either way, let's pick hard mode for now. And at the moment, we can actually either play Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles. And because of this, the actual main mechanic of this entire game, differently from the likes of the two Sonic racing games from the past, although I'll talk more about it whenever we get onto the actual main gameplay, because, well, we figure I'm also able to say so for this matter though. And yeah, let's go ahead and choose obviously the main star himself, Sonic the Awesome Hedgehog. And even then, I really can't wait to see what his next Sonic project will be, especially noticeable until next year, that he'll become 30 years old next year, which I can't even believe that has been, you know, really time flying by, doesn't it? So anyways, let's get started.
Welcome to WISP Circuit, the first in a series of team races.
And you say that the winner of the tournament gets to keep his car? Sweet!
A little too sweet. There's something about this Tanuki I just don't trust.
Yeah, as you probably guys should already know this at this point, is the fact that since we're going to be playing this on the Nintendo Switch version, this means is the fact that, unfortunately, much like in Sonic Forces, that if you ever play the game on the Nintendo Switch, this means is the fact that the actual frame rate will start to drop in 30 frames per second. Compared to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC Steam version is that obviously it runs at smooth 60 frames per second, which is the only Sumo Digital Sonic racing game to able to feature 60 frames per second, at least only on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC Steam version, if I could expect to call it that. So, anyways, let's get started with the first track in the entire game, which appears to be WISP Circuit. So even then, and that was a bad start for that specific boost start. So anyways, here's the actual main gameplay of the forms of, well, as far as this game suggests, is the fact that, well, it's very much exactly identical to the forms of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transforms, specifically because otherwise that you're still able to actually drive around and everything. But the missing feature about this game compared to the previous two, well, specifically Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, is that there's no flying or boat sections this time around, because instead, we're actually going back into like, well, this game is more likely a combination of both Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed all in one particular main aspect, because, well, we'll discuss more about it until later, because as you can see, the actual main emphasis on this game, since how the game usually calls it Team Sonic Racing, is that, yes, much like in Sonic Heroes, it's all about team-based gameplay, but on kart racing this time around. So either way, because of this though, we're actually going to be selecting Sonic as a usual speed type, and then other sidekicks onto your teammates, we have Tails as becomes to be forms of the Technic style or Technic skill type, and especially noticeable for Knuckles as in power types. In fact, I'll discuss more about certain advantages when it comes to teammates like this whenever we get on to the forms of the later parts of this game. So either way though, we'll classify for that. So, and obviously items does make a return ever since the previous two Sumo Digital Sonic racing games, except all these items are actually based off from the Sonic universe this time around, rather than just the forms of random items like you know, in the forms of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, we got several items like, you know, the rainbow, as well as bombs, and especially noticeable with, some speed shoes, and especially noticeable with the green punching glove, and especially noticeable with the actual missile and everything. As you can see on screen, we actually come across into ourselves the Team Ultimate move, which it can only happen in some situations whenever your teammate does that pretty well, although we'll discuss more about it whenever we get onto the next track. Because of that though, as you can see on this first track, as you can see right there, we're actually racing on to WISP Circuit, which appears to be the new track that's been introduced in this game. So either way though, yeah, the ultimate premise of the actual victory condition in this game is that you have to let your team manage to win the race, because as you can tell, it's all about team-based gameplay, as you already guys should know. And because of this though, we got to get a lot of emphasis on teamwork, and as a result, yeah, in order to be able to actually get some points and even become a champion in one race, that you have to let either yourself to win, or even let the other players on your side can able to win. So as a result, we got 37 points in total. So either way though, we basically dominated for the forms of, what else, the first mission. So yeah.
Well done, one and all. Of course, some of you did better than others. Some of you might not survive at all. Ho, 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 ho.
You know, that creepy chuckle is one O away from an Eggman laugh.
Ho, 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 ho.
Alright, so since we've managed to accomplish that, and yes, we got ourselves 3 stars, because this means, rather than just based on from difficulty of the forms of trying to get the actual stars this time around, and by the way, we've actually unlocked the expert difficulty, by the way, which, in order to be able to actually just unlock that difficulty, you have to play certain missions on hard mode, basically. So either way, let's move on to stage 1-2, which we're going to be going on to the next track, which apparently we're actually going back to the past, which meaning we're about to be traveled through Whale Lagoon based off from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. So yeah, let's pick tails from here. So yeah.
I'm telling you guys, something about this whole setup smells rotten to me. What kind of person appears out of nowhere and has a bunch of strangers compete in a crazy, dangerous race?
I agree. This has all the makings of an Eggman plot. These super sophisticated vehicles, this mysterious competition. I just bet he and the doctor are buddies.
I think he's nice. Just look at this pretty car he's letting me drive.
If you think your car is pretty now, my fine feline, just wait until you unlock the cosmetic mods.
Why can't I do it now?
I'm sure you'll figure it out. Explore the map, play side races, and collect hidden keys. Oh, the things you'll discover. The potentially dangerous things. Ho, 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 ho.
Alright, if you couldn't tell for this point already, this is actually my jump cut, and because of that though, it actually took me about 3 attempts on hard mode. Well, I did manage to try that out twice in hard mode, but then I realized it's so difficult. But I'm gonna tell you right from this point right now, I'm not exactly good at the game, because as a result, there's gonna be a lot of emphasis on the forms of several mistakes I was gonna be able to come across into, and because of that though, yeah, it's kind of a bad situation on my part. However, here's the thing about this though, is the fact that I somehow managed to accidentally set it onto normal mode rather than on hard. But I do know for hard mode for the challenge or anything like that, but since this is on the Nintendo Switch version, this means about the fact that I can't get any trophies, unlike PlayStation 4 version, that I have to able to achieve those trophies, unless if I was trying to actually access to online stuff, or that I can't get online PlayStation Plus at the moment just because of the coronavirus issue. So either way, yeah, let's head back to the past, shall we guys? Any forms have been Whale Lagoon, and oh man, the visuals do look absolutely gorgeous around here, despite the version we're playing through is the Switch version, meaning that we have to stuck around with you know, 30 frames per second as opposed to 60. And guess what? We can now able to actually drive from here. Oh yeah, by the way, you're able to actually come across into that blue capsule item, which this allows you to able to become invincible for a few seconds notice. So even then, it's the definition of likely, it becomes like a Starman basically from Mario Kart, except, well, only lasts for about a few seconds or something like that, so... And also because of how the fact that, well, as you can tell, that most of these voice actors are no longer recycled from other games, because instead, these are entirely original voice lines, because as a result, yeah, because unlike in any other Sonic racing games developed by Sumo Digital Games specifically, mainly with the first game and the second game, mainly with Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, as well as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, usually it just magically heavily borrows from the previous games between those different voice clips or anything like that. And second of all, you do actually realize is the fact that there aren't any other Sega characters this time around, because, well, usually, relatively speaking, this game is actually a huge focus is the forms of, well, just a Sonic racing game after all. So even then though, I believe this game did first announce this back in during the forms of in March 2018, alongside with the DLC expansion of Sonic Mania, known as Sonic Mania Plus, as well as Sonic Mania Adventures, as in the short films as far as I'm aware, which by the way, you definitely recommend you're able to watch those, because those are super fun. But I digress. So, as a result of that kinds of stuff though, yeah, we did manage to able to win that, but whenever I did this on hard mode, on off-screen by the way, I just can't simply beat them, because they just somehow used the Ultimate Team Boost thing right until on the final lap, which either way though, it becomes kind of like the equivalent to blue spiny shells from the Mario Kart games to me. But either way though, for the majority of the time, for the sake of time let's play for this point folks, I'm pretty much going to be stuck in with normal mode for the majority of this let's play. I just have no idea. But anyways, at least we did manage to win on that, so whatever.
That was awesome! As much as I like to run, it was really fun to drive this thing.
It was almost as fun as fishing.
I'll admit that this guy knows how to put on a great race, but there's still something about all this that doesn't add up.
I agree. This level of technology is advanced, even for me. And what's compelling this guy to make us compete? Is he testing the limits of his cars?
Or is he testing our limits?
Either, neither, both? Who can say? Win or fail, it's up to your teams and your teamwork. Now, are you ready for the next match?
So, if you can see on screen that despite I've already got myself 1 star, but I managed to get myself other 2 stars, and also I've accidentally managed to got the key off screen, this is probably because I accidentally just lost on that previous attempt on hard difficulty. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be focused at this point, because even then, unlike Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, that we did manage able to focusing on standard difficulty, which is pretty balanced and fair, and then Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transforms that we choose different amounts of difficulties depending on how much stars we're going to be getting. As for this Let's Play in general, we probably should stuck with just only normal mode, because, well, I don't really guarantee I can able to do the 100% playthrough of the game, but, you know, that's just my kind of theory.
Dodon's tech is amazing! I've never seen anything like my car. It's so fast, it's scary!
There appear to be 3 types of cars, Amy. You're driving a speed-type car that can go very fast, while Big has a power-type car that can easily smash through things.
Just like Big!
Exactly. And I'm driving a technique car that has improved handling and can attract rings for collection.
Oh, Omochao, you're the master of exposition.
Yeah, it's kind of my deal, isn't it?
Oh my god, Omochao is back, isn't there? Ah, but at least he is now part of the racer, I suppose, but either way, we'll just have to stuck with it, I suppose. So anyways, let's head on to this next mission. As you can see, about the fact of the matter is that we're actually doing some Grand Prix. So even then though, because as you can see, we got ourselves Ocean View from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, I see. Oh, okay, seems a little bit promising enough. Although there are some little bit more of a differences between this stage on, you know, this game along with, you know, All-Stars Racing Transformed, is that obviously, because I said this before already, we're no longer gonna have to deal with boats, and especially noticeable with just, you know, racing in air, or in this case racing in water kind of syndrome. So because of that though, we're actually doing a little bit of a standard course more likely than ever will be. So even then though, the visuals do look really, really cool. And son of a biscuit, the stunt failed is back and forth, but luckily the announcer doesn't really irritate me, unlike any forms of how it does it in All-Stars Racing Transformed, in my honest opinion, just because, well, I just usually keep on getting sick of hearing like stunt fail every single time, whenever I just keep on failing most of my stunts. If you can clearly tell, if you managed to watch our Let's Play of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, even though, kind of thing about it though, is the fact that since joining forms have been, I would say it's since Sonic Drift, and especially in Sonic R, well, specifically Sonic Drift 1 and 2, during new forms of Sonic's Game Gear Marathon in 2017, and then I'm assuming after that, it was Sonic R that we did manage to tackle through on the Sonic Gems Collection version, which is actually a PC version of the game. And after that, we did done Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing in 2017, specifically towards the end of that particular year. And then during 2018, all the way up to 2019, we did manage to able to complete Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, despite we have not exactly got all the way to the very end of, you know, the Superstar Showdown kind of tour selection, probably because it actually requires the ridiculous amount of stars you have to unlock. So either way though, as a result, yeah. But now in 2020, we're now focusing on probably the last of the Sumo Digital Sonic Racing game by this time and go forth. So either way though, yeah, let's go ahead and use the Team Ultimate thing here. Yeah, I wish I was going to be able to select Knuckles on this particular mission, but I'll save that until likely for the next video, because as you can clearly tell in the time length right now, it's been over about 40 minutes at this rate, probably because it has a lot of editing stuff I have to deal with, especially noticeable with those a lot of English dialogue cutscenes and all that stuff, despite the fact that it matched, although the actual cutscenes themselves is pretty much just, well, the actual character portraits onto that specific each and every single dialogue or something. But then again, it's been quite a while since I actually did manage to play this game pretty much, so forgive me if I managed to botch it. So either way though, yeah, we did manage to do pretty good on Ocean View, despite it was actually on the lower difficulty. But either way though, it kind of reminds me of something related to, you know, there isn't any easy difficulty showing up in this game, just like in other Mario Party games during the past, mainly with Mario Party Star Rush and Mario Party The Top 100, and even especially noticeable with the most recent Mario Party game at the moment is Super Mario Party. So yeah, as far as I can usually think about it. Alright, the next track we're going to be racing on to is Mother's Canyon, which appears to be, I would say, the second incarnation of that specifically. I would say the actual stage theme of the, well, between the WISP circuit as well as Mother's Canyon, is actually based off from the actual Planet Wisp track. So even then though, which, you know, is pretty obvious, is from Sonic Colors, isn't it? So either way though, let's just go ahead and keep on boosting, and hopefully we should be able to actually claim what else, first place. So hopefully we should make it happen, especially how we can at least accept that. Oh, what do we have here? We have the actual mother of all wisps. Even though that she was technically first appeared in new forms of in Sonic Colors, but only on the DS version, because even though despite we still haven't done that particular Let's Play for quite a while, and plus because I don't feel like trying to do that, because I really refuse to able to lose my progress during new forms of in the actual game's data. So yeah, as a result, that she made her first appearance since Sonic Colors on the DS, once you've actually access to all 7 Chaos Emeralds, by the way, on the DS version, by going through special stages basically. And basically that after when you obtain all 7 emeralds, is that, well, the negative version of the Mother Wisp were able to actually turn evil, and it's up to Sonic to able to stop the evil curse. So, I'm presuming that's what this is going. So either way though, let's just, yeah, that's as far as I can usually think about it. So, man, the music is so good. Even though I haven't really listened to all that much musical track in this game compared to the forms of the previous Sonic games, most notably with Sonic Mania, because I always attempt to enjoy a lot of the entire soundtrack of Sonic Mania, basically, because that music in that game is so awesome. And despite with the actual after the reception of the forms of Sonic Forces, managed to get ourselves a depression soundtrack, at least to me anyway though. The only exception is, of course, I would say Lost Valley from Green Hill, as well as Fist Bump, which I think is actually a really good track. But aside from all that though, it does retain the pretty mediocre music selection in my honest opinion, especially with the god-awful classic Sonic music, which I'm much rather just listening to the classic Sonic stages, or just, you know, just listening to Sonic's classic Sonic stages music from Sonic Generations any day because of awesome remixes and stuff like that. So, but again, I might be biased for some of you, so either way though, that's all I can really say, things considered. So, but then again, as I mentioned this before already, I'm probably not going to go for this in a 100% completion for this Let's Play, just like in the forms of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transforms, probably because of how the fact that I was expecting to be able to unlock, you know, the expert difficulty later on, but I don't feel like trying to go for all that stuff, because I just wanted to just go ahead and play through the game as normal. So either way though, I suppose there's some other things I'd like to just, you know, just try to say about this for the most part. Oh yeah, taking a notice from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the fact that ever since in that game, you do have 2 item slots with you. This game also does that as well, but it only happens whenever you try to able to actually obtain the item from yourself from the item box, or even let your teammates to able to pass the item box with you, so that way you have yourselves double items. So, yeah, as far as I can say about it. Speaking of items, actually, it's actually based off entirely in the Sonic universe, meaning that the Wisps does make its usage on the forms of the items. What? I've no idea why. That in most recent Sonic games every now and then, especially ever since in Sonic Colors, Generations, Lost World, and Forces especially, that we ended up able to keep on using Wisps throughout the whole entire, well, 2010s decade, but I'm not exactly sure if that will be the case until the forms of 2020's next generation to become. But then again though, this is all because of how the fact that, well, at the moment right now, we haven't heard anything about it because of, you know, the terrible coronavirus issue, so. But you know, that's just how it goes basically. So now let's head back onto Wisp Circuit. So either way though, we can expect we can able to do the same thing from here. But you know, you get the idea for that solution right here. So even then though, I do like the actual loading times on this though, but unlike any forms of how it does it on Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, I found that particular loading screens on that game pretty cool because it contains, like Sonic says, quotes. And then on Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transforms, at least specifically in Grand Prix mode or something like that, that you get yourselves a nice little bonus slots if you, depending on how much tokens you have. Whilst in the forms of a World Tour, it's just a matter of the forms of the mission description for it. So, although this game kind of feels like, well, the game expects to tell you what you're supposed to do or something like that, I don't know. I'm just a little bit too confused for myself for this point in time, so anywho. Oh yeah, something's worth mentioning is that much like in the forms of, I would say coins from Super Mario Kart Super Circuit, as well as Mario Kart 7, as well as Mario Kart 8 / Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That oh yeah, including Mario Kart Tour as well. That you can able to actually pick up those rings along the track. Which I'm presuming if you collect those rings, I'm pretty sure you were able to actually add up to the ultimate team meter, which as you can see on the actual bottom part on the actual car itself. Which by doing that is the fact that in order to be able to fill up the entirety of your ultimate team kind of special move, whatever you want to call it. In order to do that is the fact that you have to like let your teammates just try to able to do all sorts of stuff, mainly with slingshots they keep on using, and same applies to the forms of using items effortlessly, and especially noticeable with, I would say, collecting rings or something. I have not exactly sure how do I explain this, to be honest with you, because even then it's been such a long while since I actually did manage to play this game. And, oh, Big! How come you here? Oh jeez, let's go ahead and take them down. But anyways, again, there's not much else I can say apart from the fact that, well, it's basically like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic and All-Stars Racing transformed game, but in terms of likely having some team-based gameplay like Sonic Heroes does, so... But you know, you get the idea, and plus the actual tracks designs or the track environments this time around for this game is most likely also takes place in the Sonic universe as well, just because they are pretty much lacking with Sega characters this time around, like there's no Ai or Mimi from Super Monkey Ball series, and especially noticeable with how the fact that there weren't any Shenmue characters involved, or even especially noticeable there is no Amigo from Samba de Amigo, and even Ulala from Space Channel 5, or even Beat from Jet Set Radio, and all the other Sega franchises like, you know, Shinobi, or some third-party kind of guests, like, you know, Delicate Patrick and Wreck-It Ralph, which... That reminds me of something. Originally, I was expecting if Wreck-It Ralph will make its appearance in this, due to the fact that, you know, spoiler warning for those who have not seen Ralph Breaks the Internet yet, that Sonic makes his appearance again in Journey Forms of Ralph Breaks the Internet film. So even then though, but somehow they just managed to stuck with just only in the Sonic universe continuity, so... Yeah, speaking of the character roster actually, there was only about 15 playable characters this time around, which is a little bit more lesser compared to the forms of how it does in the original Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, as well as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. At least specifically on the PC version, because you do have like Team Fortress 2 playable characters, as well as some PC exclusive characters as far as I'm concerned. But either way though, I have no idea why they just managed to like... Well, speaking of the teams actually, let's talk about some of these teams themselves. Like, first off, obviously we do have the usual Team Sonic, which starts Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, just like in Sonic Heroes. And then as you can tell, that we actually compete against with Team Rose, which we have Amy Rose, Big the Cat, which I have no idea why Big the Cat has now managed to make himself a nice, well, I don't know, a welcoming comeback after the events of, what's saying LEGO Sonic Dimensions for the likes of LEGO Dimensions, and especially noticeable with Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, on the Wii U specifically, and, also we have a Chow. Huh. I never expected about the fact that the actual Chows, well, to be more specifically, not only one Chow, but 4 different kinds of Chows in that one particular racer. Which, if you couldn't tell with the opening cutscene of the game, or in this case, the opening intro of this entire opening sequence in this game, but then again, it only plays out on the PlayStation 4 version, as well as the Xbox One version, and the PC Steam version, if I could recall that. This is probably because it's on the fact that it's actually played on a CD disc, or Blu-ray disc, as well I like to say, because PS4 and Xbox One usually manage to have themselves the Blu-ray disc format. Whilst compared to the Switch version, on the other hand, you don't get an intro cutscene at all. This is probably because of the cartridge limitations or something. So even then, that's something worth keeping in mind, and I can definitely see why most people seem to own this game on the Xbox One, and especially noticeable with, well, of course, being a PlayStation 4 version, and even a PC Steam version because of the forms of the 4K resolution or something. But either way, though, that's as far as I can usually just try to must confess from that point. So, but yeah, for that particular opening cutscene in Team Sonic Racing, obviously we got ourselves not only one Chow, but 4 multiple Chows during that one car. Like, we have the normal, neutral Chow, and especially we got ourselves the Hero Chow and the Dark Chow make them return ever since in Sonic Adventure 2. or in this case Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, or Sonic Adventure 2, whatever you want to call it. But even then though, it's nice to have the, well, the Hero Child and the Dark Child make its return after the events of Sonic Adventure 2 for the forms of the actual Child Garden. And, finally, Omo Child. Yeah, I've already mentioned about that, haven't I? Which I have no idea why Omo Child has now become a part of the actual racing action or something. Oh, I get it because of how the fact that they're trying to make Omo Child to be on the actual cart itself, probably because it was the only type of child that can actually speak. So, whilst compared to any other childs for that specific matter, it always just goes like, boo 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 boo, or anything like that. Which, again, I might be biased when it comes to like, try to say things like that. So, but yeah, I'll discuss more about the forms of the item system in this game. Well, so I'll get into the forms in the next video, which even then note that, obviously if you couldn't tell already, today's day is the forms of the 4th of May today in 2020. So I just want to classify for you guys out there, so even then you get the idea for that solution. So, and by the way, we're actually racing on to another returning track from the likes of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, which appears to be Lost Palace. So even then though, it plays pretty much exactly like how it did in the forms of it and how it does in the original though, like specifically in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. But as far as I've noticed something right from the start though, is the fact that we actually did manage to race all of the Seaside Hill kind of theme kinds of stages. Like we've already racing on well, Lagoon, and recently Lost Palace, and even Ocean View. So even then though, I suppose the only track that does not make a return in the entire environment, which is obviously Ocean Ruin, or, well, Ocean Ruin, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, get back to me as soon as you find anything out.
Who are you talking to, Tails?
Nobody, Big.
I understand. I talk to Froggy sometimes when he's not around, and I miss him.
Seriously, Big. Seriously. Anyway, so I suppose we should probably just end things off at this point right there. So join me next time on Let's Play Team Sonic Racing. Is the fact that we might able to actually just wrap things up in Chapter 1. And we might do a little bit on Chapter 2 at some point, but we'll see what happens there. So see you guys until probably on Wednesday. Later, fellas.